Hello everyone, welcome to Coding Vibes. And today we are in day 4 of Python 60 days coding challenge. I hope you guys are enjoying the previous classes of day 1, day 2, and day 3. And in today's video, we are going to cover the conditional statements, loops, the comparison between logical operators, and more fun stuffs. Just to let you know, like all the codings which I'm executing in front of you in the videos, those are also present in our blog website, which is codingvibes.net. And you guys can take a look there anytime. The link is also given into the description below. Um, Having said that, without wasting further time, let's get started. Conditional statements, loops, logical operators, and we'll see like how we can use all these things, all these conditional statements and loops in our programming. So these are all very important and powerful for any coding language, right? So we'll be using if elif statements to control the flow of the your program, right? And then comparison and logical operators, and then for and while loops for iterations, like right? And then how to control the loops with break and continue, when to exit out from the loop or when to enter or resume. And then lastly, followed by the bonus mini challenge, which you guys can try it out after following this session today, and then let me know the output. Comment by commenting below. And also, if you need any help or guidance to do the mini challenge, you can anytime go and check our codingvibes.net, which is our blog website. So let's jump into the code. Okay, let me just first put the number 1 item, which is, let me go to the cursor there really quick here. Okay, so here's the code. So if you see the code here, what it is doing basically, right? So you see here we have the temperature variable which we have taken, and then we have used int function for typecasting or conversion, and then we are asking for to provide the temperature from the user as an input during runtime, right? We are using input function, which we have seen in our previous session, which is day 3, right? The link is also given into the description, by the way. You can check that out anytime. Okay, then next, we are using if, elif, and else statements to control the flow of the program. So if the user gives 35, which is greater than 30, then it will print that it's a hot day. So here we are considering these temperature as Celsius units. And then elif, which is else if actually, that if temperature is greater than 20 or equals 20 but below 30, then print it's a pleasant day. Else, for rest of all other conditions, default it's a cold day, which means like the temperature which the user will provide, it should be below 30 and below 20. Then only you will get a cold day, right? Having said that, if we just run the code, okay, enter temperature, I'll be giving 35, enter. See, it's a hot day. So which means here in the temperature, we get 35, which gets stored in the temperature variable. Then it is coming here and it's checking the condition that whether this value inside this temperature variable is greater than 30 or not. Yes, it is greater than 30, which is 35. Hence, it is printing this statement and going out from the coding execution point, right? And the program terminates there, right? Now, if we run one more time, and if we provide the temperature as 25, which is less than 30, but it is greater than 20, then let's see. Okay, so yes, it's printing, it's a present day, which means that temperature 25 came here, It's checking with this condition. No, it's a false condition. Then again, it's else if. It is checking again with the second condition, which is saying that if temperature greater than or equals 20, then print it's a present day. And it worked, right? Because 25 is greater than 25, 20, but it's below than 30, right? So this condition satisfied, and hence we are getting it's a present day. Now, finally, to check the last condition, which is not a condition. Okay, so we'll do around 15 as a temperature. Oops, see, it's a cold day, which means in the temperature variable, we got 15, which is not less than 30. So it skipped this condition. Then again, it checked if the temperature, Elif temperature greater than equals 20. Again, the condition did not satisfy. So finally, it was going to the else block, and it's printing it's a cold day, right? So this is how with the if else block we can control the flow of our execution, and it is very, very, very helpful in terms of implementing any business use case, right? If it is this, then do that. If it is that, then do that. All the time, like any software, you have all these conditions. Even in our day-to-day life, if we have this, then we have to do that. Stuff like that. So it's very important. So that's why if else statement is there in every language, right? That is very, very, very much helpful and easy to implement, and also it is flexible, right? So this is what it is, the control flow using if else statement in Python. Next, moving on to the comparison and logical operators, and then we'll see how that works. Okay, so here's the code for the comparing the operators, right? And also we'll see how the logical operators work. So what I'm going to do before this, I'll just cut paste here, and we'll explain this what we are trying to achieve here, right? So A equals 10, B equals 20. A is a variable where we are assigning a numerical value of 10. Then in B, we are assigning 20 as a numerical variable, correct? Then we are printing 4 statements with using different operators, as you can see. So all these are operators: equals, equals, not equals, right? With exclamation equals means not equals. This is less than, and this is greater than equals, right? So this one is not equals operator, right? So print A equals B. Is this the statement true? No, right? Because 10 cannot be equal to 20. Equals means in our English language, regular language, whether this equals this value or not, right? So that means equals. It's comparing whether A equals B or not. No. So then this should print as false, right? Second print is A not equals B. Obviously, 10 is not equal to 20. So it should print, the true value, which I'm just commenting here. Then A less than B. Obviously, 10 less than 20, which is true. So it should print the true value. Then finally, we have A greater than equals B, which should be false because 10 cannot be greater than 20, right? So let's see. If I run this code, yep, you got it. False, true, true, false, right? Okay. So this is the comparison operator. What equals does, what not equals does, right? And how we can implement the, all these in the different condition, right? Now, let's see, using some logical operators here. So what we are doing here, we are having a variable called isSunny, which is a Boolean variable, and we are as hard coding this variable with the value as true. Then in this line number 13, you can see we have another variable called isWeekend, and we are assigning the value as false, right? It's hard coded here. Then we are using if statement. What we are saying is here, like if is sunny and is weekend, then print let's go for hiking. Else stay indoors or go to work. So if is sunny and is weekend, meaning we are not using any operator here, but we're directly using the variable which will act as um, their value. If is sunny variable is hard coded as true. So if is sunny equals true and is weekend equals false, then let's go for hiking. So this and is another logical operator here, which is used to have both the conditions used to check both the conditions, that is sun equals true and is weekend equals false, right? Equals false. So it's not an or condition, by the way, guys. It's an and. So which means that both the conditions need to be satisfied. Then only it will go and execute the statement within that code area, within that if condition. Right. So means like here it is actually satisfying both the condition. So if is sunny and is weekend equals false, um, then let's go for hiking, else stay indoors or go to work, right? But since we are checking both the variables, right, and then one is true, another is false, it's going out of this section, right, and it's going directly to the else condition, because and is checking both the variable condition and which is not true. So to execute the and, both the conditions need to be satisfied, meaning like has to be the positive value, um, right? Then only it will execute the code snippet underneath, right? Um, so I will check quickly with this operator, and then what I'm going to do is let me comment this code. See, let's go for hiking. Now the question is why it is um, printing this snippet under this if block, right? Because of the fact that since we changed the operator from and to or means if any of the condition gets satisfied, then it will go then it will execute the immediate block under that condition. So it will not go into the another condition, right? So here is sun equals true, the condition gets satisfied, it is not caring about another condition. So in any case, like either one of the conditions need to be satisfied. So here is sun equals true, yeah, boom, that's it. Is sun equals true. So that's why it is printing let's go for hiking. It's not checking whether that it is weekend or weekdays, none of that, right? Um, but if we change back this operator to and, so then the scenario would be different. So the scenario would be, it will check all these two conditions at the same time. And if both the conditions satisfies with the positive value or the right value, then only it will execute the block, this one underneath this and condition or the if condition. And if the condition doesn't satisfy, then it will look for another condition within the same if else block, right? So here is sunny equals true and is weekend equals false, right? So we will go for hiking only if the weekend will be sunny, right? Not raining or we cannot go for hiking, in weekdays where we have like office, schools, colleges, or whatever, right? So we will target to go for hiking during weekends, let's say Saturday or Sundays, right? So since is sunny equals true and then is weekend equals false, it's not satisfying the condition and then it's jumping out from this block. So it gets failed here and then immediately the control is going to else statement and printing this one. So let's print one more time. Yep, stay indoors or go to work, right? I hope you have like understood this structure, right, of if else and how to use the logical operators. Now, moving on to the next one, which is the looping. Okay, so loop, very important controller. or the control. Mm, for loop with range hash, and this is the code. While loop example, do like this. Okay, so two kind of loops, for and while. Both will be used for processing the iteration or iterative tasks, right? Um, Now, very important and very much useful in any programming language, not only just Python, by the way, guys. So, for loop, we typically use very often, like very, very famous loop. And when we are doing some kind of like iteration within a specific range. So, the number of times the loop will run within a given range, right? So if you see this example, um, and also here, so what we are saying here is for I is a variable, you see here, an integer variable, and in range 1 to 6, which is a range is a function again, and the class range basically, where we have the start and stop indexes, which means that the loop will start from number one value. It will go up till 6 value, 6 iterations, and when each time it will run, it will print those iterative steps. So meaning here for I, which is in range 1 to 6, means when the loop will run first, the I value will be 1, second time 2, third 3, fourth 4, fifth, 5, and then sixth 6. So it will print step 1 to step 6. Let's see. Let's run this code. Oops, sorry, my bad. Yep, there you go. Give me one moment. Let me clear the output and run one more time. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will not cross the 6 range. Um, now the question is why it not print the value 6? Because when the loop will start, when you are giving the end range value as 6, it will go up till 6, not the sixth iteration, because up till sixth is having um, so the loop will run till 6. That is how it is kind of like because the index value you see here, if we see the range, so it supports index. So index value starts with 0. If you do not mention I equals 1 on top, this variable, so it defaults is the 0, and from 0 to 5 is actually your 6 iterations. Because see, it is 0 first time. When it executed first time, it's saying here step step. No, sorry, my bad. So we have already defined that it will start from 1. So yeah, that will so that's why it will start from 1, and then second time 2, 3, 4, 5, and up till 6. Because if you do 7, then it will print the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because I mean, this is kind of like the index is the 0th index it starts. So that's why it will print up till the loop range end -1 all the time. because it starts, if you see the class range, right, it starts, stop, and step. So start, it supports index, which is the 0th index. And in the 0th index, it's kind of like an array. If you see in the 0th index, which is the 0th room, the 0th box, it has one value. Then one, you have two, then three, sorry, then two, we have three, then four, we have five. Then in the fifth, in the fifth 0th location, 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is the 6 iterations, we have the five values. So it is always like range is always starting and from the last index itself. So return an object produces a sequence of numbers from start inclusive to stop exclusive by the state, right? So it is exclusive, the to stop exclusive by step. So range ij, which means like it produces I plus 1 to I plus 2 with j minus 1. So that's what I was explaining. So if you go again with the definition of the range function, uh, so it starts default to 0 and stop is omitted. So range 4 produces 0, 1, 2, 3. So that's what I'm saying. The default location is the 0th location, right? That's the index value. So these are exactly the valid indices for a list of 4 elements when a step is given. It specifies the increment or decrement, right? So same thing. So that's why we are getting, since it is starting from 0, it's like, if you consider I comma j, it's always starts from I equals 0 to j minus 1, right? I hope you have understood that. If not, feel free to ask me anytime. I will kind of like reach out to you. You can reach out to me in an email. I can definitely try to help you, uh, with sending more information, or we can have 1:1 session as well. Not a problem. So this is the second loop, which is one of the famous loop, which is called the while loop. So this is not having a range, but this is more of a like a condition. So any other range, for loop is also like not a condition is there. It's kind of like a range what we are trying to iterate within a specific range. But while loop we can use more of like till the time the condition is not satisfied, you perform or you continue with your iteration, right? So if you see in this example, if we have taken declared a count as a variable, and then we assign number one value within that count variable, right? Uh, then what we are saying over here is while count less than equals 5, while count less than equals 5, which means you start your iteration till the time the variable of the value of the count is 5 or less than 5, and you print count is count, and count plus equals 1. The plus equals 1 means increment the value. So it's a smarter way to do that. This statement can be written as count equals count plus 1. I'm sorry, my typo. Instead of that, we can also do plus equals 1, which means count equals count plus 1. So every time you iterate, it will increment the value of the count with 1. And how long you are going to iterate? Till the time the count value becomes 5, 5 less than equals 5, right? So if I run, let me just comment this one quickly. Um, Yep, there you go. Count is 1 because we are starting count as 1, right? Um, it came here, check the condition. Okay, count is value is 1, which is still less than equals 5. It printed the value count is 1 first time. Then the count came over here and it's getting incremented by adding 1. So it's an addition, right? So 1 plus 1, it became 2 now. So from the loop, it's going back onto the top, and now the count value here is 2. So it's iterating within this loop, right? This is while loop. So it incremented the count value to 2, and then it again came over here and check, and again it will check the condition that whether the count value is less than or equal to 5 or not. Yes, count is value is 2, which is less than 5. It's going and printing the value which is 2. Then again 2 plus 1 equals 3. Again it is going on up and then checking the condition, count less than equals 5. Yes, that is a true condition. It's coming down to print that value, which is the 3, and then again it's getting incremented. 3 plus 1 equals 4, going up, checking the condition. Yes, true, printing count is 4, and then incrementing the count value from 4 to 5. 4 plus 1, 5. Now again it went up, it checked, okay, count value is less than equals 5. Then it came down, it printed 5. Then the count value became 5 plus 1, 6. Now the trick happened. So when it is the value 6, it went up, check the condition that whether count is less than equals 5 or not. No, the condition did not satisfy because the count value has now become 6. 6 is obviously greater than 5. It came out from the loop. So that is why when we are executing this code, we are getting like the 5 print statements. Count is 1, count is 2, count is 3, count is 4, and count is 5, right? If again, it's like main backbone of any programming language, the loops, which is very important to run a mass, uh, or like iterating n number of times, do calculations. It's in a nutshell, loops are the one of the key aspect or backbone of any programming language, along with if else statement, right? So please feel free to reach out to me in case if you have any questions or doubts. I will put my Gmail also address. I'll check one more time that whether it is present or not in the description. And also you can reach out to us from our blog website channel, which link is already given in the description, right? Okay. So we learned about how the for loop works with the range, and then what is the importance of while loop, how it works, how it gets executed. Now we will see that how to control or how to control the loops, right? How to go out and continue with the break and continue keywords, statements rather. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to delete this one. And this one is okay. So break, loop control. We can control the loop iteration using two statements or two keywords, which is break and continue. Break, as the name signifies, when we want to go out from the loop. Or I would say that forcing or forcibly to get out from the loop if some condition gets satisfied. Some conditions get satisfied, right? For example, if you see here that we have defined the range as usual, like 1 to 6, but then we are saying that if I equals 3, so which means that in the third iteration when the I becomes from 1 to 3, break came out of the loop. Again, it depends on the use cases or the requirement of how you want to do that. Um, because we don't want to continue further, right? If so, for example, like we have to run a loop on 1,000 items, 1,000 iterations, what we have to do, but we know like the value might be or we need some value or some conditions check at like 45th or 50th iteration. So we can put a condition there that if I equals 50, break. So it's not a good practice to keep on continuing your iteration. So that will also hamper the performance of the overall code execution, I would say. It would be a performance impact, because if your loop is like 1,000 times, think about it, it will run 1,000 times, 1,000 iterations it will do, but which you don't need, but you have. Uh, so the question is then why you are doing, right? So why we are doing, sometimes we don't know like when the matching condition will come, but we know the range, right? We know the range that one to within 1,000 range we can get our matching conditions. So we just kept that condition, that when that matching condition will come, or it gets satisfied, then break the loop, came out of the loop, no need to further iterate. So for example, if you see here also, like we are doing the same thing almost, like where we are describing for I in range 1 comma 6, within that if I equals 3, break and then print. So till the time I value is not equals to 3, it will keep on the iteration will still continue, right? It will keep looping the for loop. The moment it gets I equals 3, it will break and it will came, the control will came out of the loop. Okay. Now let me print this first. Okay. I will clear this and one more time. Okay. See, for I in range 1 comma 6 number, if I equals 3, break print number. So here you can see clearly we printed number 1 and number 2. So the moment in the third iteration, when the I value became 3, it gets satisfied and it came out of the loop without printing number 3, right? But instead, if we can change this to continue, see, even if the condition gets satisfied, we are telling the compiler that continue executing till the time the range or the main range gets satisfied of the loop. So if you see this code also, yeah, the same thing. But only difference over here is it will skip number 3, right? Um, because if I equals 3, the control will come here, it will check with the continue, which means it will not execute this part. It will continue from, it will go, the control will go back to the first line of the loop statement. That's why you have seen a gap or a skip, here 1, 2, 4, 5, right? So for example, if I change this to 2, and if I say, or let me do this here. Anyway, okay. So yeah, here we are saying that if I equals to continue. Continue means it will not print the next statement. From here, the control will go back to the loop at the beginning of the loop one again. So if we run this code, you see number 1, then number 2 has been skipped, then number 3, then 4, 5, right? So this is how we can use the continue and the break keywords of the statement within the programming language or within the loop, to fulfill our specific needs. Again, it depends on your use case or your business case or the requirement, what it demands. Then accordingly, we need to use this continue or the break statements, right? So it's very tricky, and we have to. It's just like we cannot use anytime. If only there is a requirement, or then only we need to use all these things, and we need to manipulate the loops accordingly. Yeah, so this is all about today's session. Just a quick recap. We have learned about how to use the if-else statements, the logical operators, and the loops, control statements for the loops like using break and continue, and using logical operators satisfying the conditions, and an or. So yeah, and whatnot. So I think you guys have enjoyed today's session. Maybe it's fruitful for you guys. But again, definitely, please feel free to reach out in our to us in our codingvibes.net. I repeat, in our website blog channel, where all this code is present along with the bonus mini challenge. So I can show you guys what is the bonus mini challenge for today. Yep. So it's write a program that keeps asking for a number until the user enters 0. See, it should skip even numbers and only print odd numbers. So we have to write a program that keeps asking for a number. It will continue, keep on asking until the user enters 0. And also on top of that, it should keep printing the even numbers. It will only print the odd ones. So for example, like on a quick level, you can define a range 1 to 10 or 1 to 12. And you can ask the code will ask numbers from the user as input, and it will continue till the time user is giving 0. If the moment the code will get the 0, it will break. Right? I'm just giving an example or a high level idea how to do that. This code is also present in our codingvibes.net website. Please feel free to refer that, but I would strongly recommend you first try on your own. And if you get stuck, feel free to reach out to me, or you can just take a look into our website where you can get the code. Okay, that's it for our today's session, and I hope you guys again enjoyed. Um, Please let me know how you are enjoying these classes or these sessions. And if you really like this session, please feel free to give a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. That would give us more inspiration. And yeah, stay tuned for more updates and more sessions in AI and data science and whatnot. Stay well, and thank you so much again for joining today's session. Bye bye.